Welcome to Art Ed Radio, the podcast for art teachers. This show is produced by the Art of Education, and I'm your host, Tim Bogatz. All right, welcome to the month of August. Welcome to the August Mailbag. Amanda Hine, as always, is joining me. Amanda, how are you?
I'm great. We just finished the conference.
We did. For those of you that were with us over the past weekend, we just did the Art Ed Now conference. It was an amazing event, and we are recording this as soon as we wrapped it up. So it's been fun to kind of see everything that happened there, get through that, and just take that energy right in the podcast, which is super exciting.
Would you say we have a lot of energy right now? I say maybe we have like loopy energy.
I was going to say mentally I'm excited about this. Physically, not sure if I'm going to make it through.
But it is fun because we're recording together. Like
yes.
We're in person.
It's great to be in person rather than over Zoom. So that's been nice. Can I ask, what was a highlight for you from the conference?
I mean, everybody knows what I'm going to say, which is the giveaways.
Of course.
Were the highlight. It was just so fun because it was the 25th conference, so we had even more giveaways. We had $15,000 worth of giveaways, and then we did them live, so people in the chat were sure to win, and it was so fun. It was so fun to do the giveaways this time. It
was very exciting. I really, really like that. Highlights for me, I loved hearing from Lisa Congdon, obviously, featured presenter. She was poignant. She had such incredible advice. She shared some of her experiences as a teacher, which people did not know that she used to be a teacher. I didn't know until I interviewed her. So that was super exciting. But she had so many great things to say about creativity and art making and her appreciation for art teachers. So that was good. Beth Hetland did a live interview, which we talked for about 20 minutes. I could have talked for 3 hours and 20 minutes. I heard so many great things to say about teaching Gen Alpha and about just kind of the situation that teachers are facing right now. So anyway, if you registered for the conference but didn't see that interview, make sure you go check it out in the AfterPass. There's a lot of other good stuff there too, but those were definitely some highlights for me.
Also, another highlight, speaking of lights, were our light up classes and the opportunity to wear my sequin jacket again.
I was going to say, we got the sequin jackets out again. That was for the kickoff on Friday night. Great party. Again, lots of prizes. We had minute to win it games, which were great. And then we had some trivia, which was fun. And then art making with Jonathan Jurovich, with Jackie Jablecki.
We were joking we should change our names to Jamanda Jine and Timothy Jogatz. We didn't.
With them. But yeah, shout out to Jonathan and to Jackie for leading us through art making sessions on Friday night. That was amazing. Mm-hmm. And then on Saturday, we just had, a great, just a great experience throughout the day. It was really, really supportive. It was really, really uplifting. Just a great community there. It was a great environment for the conference. So thank you to everybody who came. It was great to see literally thousands of people come live.
Yes.
And join us for that. So it was awesome. Okay. Other housekeeping thing. Coming up in August, we have some cool things happening in the community. Okay, I'm really excited about the wellness resources. There's a community perk space in the community, and there are going to be more wellness resources. And Ann Casa, who has been doing some stuff in the community already, is going to be live for Art Club, I believe, to make some art and also work on wellness and mindfulness strategies. If you're listening to this on Tuesday when it comes out, that event is going to be Thursday night. So you can check it out and RSVP in the community. And that'll be a great way for everybody to kind of ease into the new school year. Because I know a lot of teachers are either back already or going back soon.
Right. I also want to mention in the community, we have a full calendar of events for back to school for August. So be sure to seek out that calendar. There are some ProPack picks happening, I believe, on Mondays with some free resource drops. Also, the Art of Ed has back to school resources for you on the AOE website. So head to theartofeducation.edu and you can find the Color Your Year section for some really fun, great resources to start your school year.
And guess what? As I always say, guess what? We're going to link all those things in the show notes.
Yeah,
so we'll make it easy for you to find all of that stuff. Just check the show notes for this podcast. Okay, Amanda, story time. We have not talked about gardens for, I think, 2 months now. People are dying to hear about things. So can I tell you about my garden?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I love my pollinator garden so much.
What pollinators are there?
All of the pollinators are there. Okay, so I have this plant called anise hyssop.
Okay.
It's great.
Is it spiky?
It's a little spiky. It's got lots of purplish, pinkish flowers at the top of it.
I have that too.
Mine's very tall. So many bees.
Yeah.
So I've been learning about bees because I've just turned into a total plant nerd.
There are so many kinds of bees, actually.
So I went to a talk on bees recently, and so I've learned a lot. I went out the other day. I counted 11 different types of bees on my anise hyssop. So that was great.
Really exciting.
Also, my bee balm has so many bumblebees they're just the cutest, fuzziest little things.
Yeah, remember? I love them because they're like a flying pom-pom.
Yeah, exactly. And also, the monarch butterflies are laying so many eggs. I have all sorts of monarch caterpillars on my milkweed, and so I just go out to the garden, and it just brings me a lot of joy. So I'm very happy about that. Although now we're in person, and judging by the look on your face, there's not as much joy in your garden.
No, garden talk is canceled. I'm forever. I hate outside. Okay, here's what happened. I was really stressed out the week before the conference. So we did the conference. Actually, then I am driving home tomorrow at the time of this recording, and then I'm leaving for our first international family vacation the very next day. So I just had a lot going on, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do nature because I don't do nature enough, and I'm going to go outside and I'm going to be in nature. And I had really let our front garden go. It's been so rainy in Wisconsin, and so the weeds are crazy. Like, there's mulch and, whatever. So I'm out there, and I'm pulling weeds, and I wear gloves all the time. And I was like, but no, the nature. I need to be with the nature.
You need to touch nature.
I need to touch the nature. So I'm not wearing gloves. It's fine. It'll be fine. And I start pulling out these plants, and then I hear my mother-in-law's voice in my head saying, leaves of 3, let them be.
Oh, no.
And I realize I'm pulling up poison ivy with my bare hands. This is not what I need right now. Okay, I run to the internet and I'm like searching. What do I do? And I find this video from YouTube from 11 years ago on a Reddit thread. And this guy is explaining that the oil from the plant is like axle grease. And he's doing a demonstration with axle grease. And he's getting out the Dawn dish soap. And I learn that you have to use Dawn dish soap and friction, like a washcloth, right? To like scrub the oil off your hand. But complicating the fact is that it doesn't show up for like 12 to 72 hours.
That's a wide range.
It's a wide range. I need to leave for the conference in 72 hours, and I actually need to use both my hands a lot this weekend.
Fair. Yes.
And so, like, I have never been cleaner. I did not only scrub my hand, I scrubbed my entire body from head to toe with Dawn dish soap. 3 times, thrice, you would say. And because it was on my hands, and then I was just touching, I like took my AirPods in and out and all that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be on my face. Anyway, this story is getting really long. The moral of the story is I did not get poison ivy because I caught it right away. Thank goodness. It could have been so much worse. I could have not known I was touching it. Yeah. I could have kept touching it. And so I think we contained it. And then I watched, if you ever need to get rid of poison ivy, Pesky Pete on YouTube. He has like 200 subscribers, but excellent information about how to dress to eradicate poison ivy. Manual, extraction is kind of the only way. And so I did suit up and go get it out of the garden, and hopefully it's a happier garden talk in September. So,
do I need to link to Pesky Pete in the show notes?
Maybe he'd appreciate the traffic.
Okay, Amanda, thank you for sharing that. That was quite entertaining, actually. But
so glad I could entertain you.
It is time for us to get on with the questions. So would you like to do the honors?
I sure would. Let's go ahead and open up the mailbag.
Our first question is from Bailey in Pennsylvania, and Bailey says, I just finished my junior year as an art major, and I switched to an art education major. I've started listening to a bunch of your podcasts, and I think they're great. Thank you for all of the advice and entertainment. Did I make the right decision to become an art teacher? Is it a good job? Also, what can I do to make my resume look better? Part-time jobs or anything else that would help me get hired after I graduate?
Okay, well, I feel cool because Bailey said we're entertaining. Thanks, Bailey.
I was going to say, thanks for saying that we give good advice, too. So, right. Bailey, if you would like to rate us 5 stars and leave a review.
Help other people find the show. Tell your friends.
But yes, I would say you made the right decision.
I agree. Art teacher is an amazing job. It is a hard job, but it is also an amazing job. All jobs have things that that are less than ideal. Except this one, everything about it is great. But honestly, teaching kids how to problem solve and think creatively is really one of the only skills that is going to be actually useful in the future. Yes. So that's really exciting. I also think that often you are the only reason that some kids show up to school, and that can be really meaningful.
Yeah, I would say meaningful is absolutely the right word for that. It's an amazing feeling to be able to make connections with kids, to see them achieve, to see them grow throughout the years. So that's another thing about being an art teacher. You get to work with kids across multiple years and see their growth. That's a wonderful thing. And you know that you are having an impact on them on a day-to-day basis. And that's something that is really fulfilling. Like Amanda said, like there are parts of the job which are not great, but every job has that. But very few jobs are as fulfilling as being a teacher.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, Bailey also asked about resume tips. So here's what I love hiring. It's one of my favorite things to go through resumes and interview people. Obviously, you're going to highlight any work you've done with kids or students, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be art teaching, but something that connects to work with students if you have anything about that. You're going to highlight what you accomplished during student teaching, right? And really what administrators are looking for is impact. And they love numbers. Numbers are attention grabbing and they make you stand out, and it makes you look like you really put some time and effort into quantifying what you are doing. So whether that's saying you planned 3 cross-curricular units during student teaching, or you aligned 95% of your lessons with state standards, or even you provided differentiation for a population of X amount of students, these are things that are going to catch people's eye and make your resume more scannable. That's the other thing. I know there are differing opinions out there, and maybe this is just because I'm personally impatient, but I appreciate a 1-page resume. I am not looking at his full CV. So heads up if anyone out here is applying to be on my team anytime in the future. 1 page is great. Make it eye-catching. You are an artist, so you can make it appealing. I would say don't go crazy with the graphic design. We don't need 100 colors, but like making it visually impactful and thinking about what information you want to highlight would be a great way to go. And then I think, you asked about any part-time jobs or anything. I think anything you can do to get classroom experience, even if that's volunteer work, that may be valuable to add to your resume.
Yeah, if I can add on to that thought just a little bit, I think any job you can find that shows that you love working with kids is going to be a huge bonus. Whether that's daycare or doing tutoring or working at a camp or an after-school program, all of those things are great. And the other thing I thought about, a lot of times there are mentoring programs where, you just get matched up with a kid who needs an adult in their life. And a lot of times you only have to be 18 to do that. So Bailey, you could absolutely do that right now. And just, that's a great thing to show that you want to be involved, that you want to be helping kids. And I think those are the types of things that make you stand out. So anything else, Amanda?
Yeah, I would also just suggest if you are searching on the AOE website, well, I made it, but I also think it's great. There's a very comprehensive article called Getting Hired as an Art Educator. And for anybody who has access to Pro Learning, there is also a corresponding Pro Pack that goes into a lot more detail, including like sample interview questions and just a lot of different things that you can use to prepare for an actual interview. So
great advice. We'll link to that as well. Next question. This is from Taylor in Georgia. And Taylor says, my wife and I are both art teachers. Congratulations. What a relationship.
Yeah, we love that.
We're, of course, headed back to school soon. I'm excited, but she's not. So I was thinking about getting her a gift to maybe make the return to school a little easier. Do you have any ideas for a great art teacher gift? Okay, I'm going to jump in here because I know Amanda has ideas. I feel like she's going to talk for like 20 minutes about this. So I'm going to jump in really quickly. And I would just say, Taylor, like, think about this as teaching gift versus non-teaching gift. Like, does your wife want something that's fun or helpful at school? Or does she want something that's totally separate from school? Like, what's going to be more well received? And, if you're thinking about, school things, like, what are some cool new supplies that are just fun to play with? I'm thinking about like nice pens, or some paint markers, or a really good travel watercolor set. What's something that she wouldn't buy for herself, but she would love working with? Okay, so that's my thought. But honestly, I do need to defer to our expert gift giver. So, Amanda?
Okay. It is a dream of mine to have a podcast where people just call in and they say, like, what gift? Like, I need a gift for this person, and this is the context, because I love gifts so much. Okay. So I would say, similar to Tim, like, could you get her something to make her teaching life easier or more fun, right? A basket of really excellent snacks. And I mean a lot of snacks and good snacks and gourmet snacks.
Don't skimp on the snacks.
Don't skimp on the snacks. And maybe like even a way to organize those snacks or contain those snacks, right? Or like fancy hand lotion. We all know, we're going to get art teacher hands a couple months into the school year. Can you help prevent that? Maybe she would like a new art teacher t-shirt, like an art teacher energy t-shirt from the AOE store. Honestly, the AOE store is great.
Great suggestion.
Yeah. Or a Quell apron, right? Like an apron that is made just for art teachers. That might be fun. I also think it would be fun to get something to look forward to a few weeks into school. So school isn't the only thing on her mind, right? So a nice dinner out, a concert, a day trip, or a night away, right? Like some little getaway or special event that is happening, 2-3 weeks into school. That is something to look forward to for sort of getting through that initial phase where, I don't know. You know what it's like.
We all know what we're getting into here. Yep.
And then I would also say something for your home to help her decompress or lessen her mental load. So can you get a meal service kit for a month? Can you get 1 or 2 professional deep cleans, I guess you would say, or fun new supplies in a sketchbook, right? Like something to help her relax and take something off of her plate that she might not buy for herself. So those are my suggestions.
All great suggestions. I'm glad we could let you fulfill your dream of gift advice on the podcast. So next question is from a listener who wanted to remain anonymous. And they said, I just got hired, which is a huge relief, but also we start school next week and I have no idea what I'm doing, so I kind of keep crashing out, LOL. How do I get myself ready for the year and be a good teacher and make sure I'm doing things right? I don't know. Do you have advice on the best lessons or best ways to start the year? My mentor teacher recommended the podcast and I've been listening, but there's still so much to get ready for and not that much time. I would really appreciate anything you can tell me.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm just so excited the youths are listening to us. Like, do you know like Schmidt from New Girl? The youths.
The youths.
The youths.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you say the youths, that makes me think, and I would bet all of my money that you've never seen this movie. But have you seen My Cousin Vinny?
No, I haven't seen any movies.
Okay, so Okay, there's a great scene. Joe Pesci is like a New York lawyer, has like a thick New York accent. And he is at a trial in Alabama. And so he keeps talking about the Utes with his New York accent. And the judge overseeing the trial is like, what? What are Utes? And then Joe Pesci is just like, excuse me, the youths. It's just a classic scene. So anyway, that just popped into my head when you said that, but I don't mean to derail the
We're
answer,
really on a tangent now. This is what is happening after we do this after 5 hours of hosting the conference. Okay. Great. I have some ideas. We would very much like to help you not crash out. First of all, also another side note, crash out is like my new favorite slang of the years. I fully brought it into my vocabulary and I love it. So the first step to not crashing out is realizing everyone is crashing out. Okay.
That's fair. This part of the school year, everyone is crashing.
Everyone is crashing out. It is not just you. So my biggest thing to tell you is to go easy on yourself. Your first year is going to be hard. Everyone's first year is hard, and this is normal. So if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, this is hard. Am I doing it right? I promise you're fine. And in fact, I think we've said this on the podcast before. Worrying about if you're doing right is actually the sign of a reflective teacher, and that's going to take you really far. So how do you, quote unquote, be a good teacher? You're just going to keep showing up and you're going to reflect on what you are doing and you are going to change and adapt and you are going to try new things. And when something sticks, you're going to keep doing that. And when something is wrong, you're going to throw that in the trash and you are going to just keep learning along the way.
Yeah. And all of those things are normal. All of those things are okay. So let me just echo a couple things that Amanda said. Like, as you continue to listen to the podcast, you will hear us talk a lot about the importance of reflection. Like, you're learning, like, just like the kids are right now. So give yourself grace because not everything's going to be perfect. Hey, but just try to learn this year from both the good things and the bad things, just like Amanda said. Like, when a lesson or a presentation or a demo goes great, ask yourself, why did that go great? Like, what can I replicate? What parts of it did kids love? Why did they love that? And when it doesn't go great, you can also ask yourself why, but you can also just forget about it, just depending on where you are. But if you have the chance to see what kind of lessons you can learn, what you can do differently in the future, just a little bit of time processing those things will go a long way to making you a better teacher.
Right. Also, when I'm crashing out, I need an action plan. Okay. So you need an action plan and you need to prioritize because you have all these things spinning about the first year of school, but actually, we only kind of need to focus on the first month right now. So if it were me, I would write down how many times I was going to see each class for the first month and try to get a loose plan for that. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't know what level you're teaching, so I can't get super specific here, but generally these categories of lessons work well for the start of the school year. So either something collaborative where where everyone makes a small piece of art and you sort of display everyone's work together, or some sort of creation or decoration of some kind of portfolio or sketchbook, or even a simple materials exploration or stations to get kids used to your room. Again, depending on the level, these are some things that might work well for the beginning of the year. Yeah, great advice. And I would just add, apart from lessons, just spend some time getting to know your kids, letting them talk about their interests, their loves, and letting the kids get to know you too. Like, you don't have to tell them everything about your life, but they're going to connect with you better if you let them in with at least a couple things. And then I was just going to say, we have so many great resources for beginning the year, especially for beginning the year as a new teacher. So we will link to a bunch of those in the show notes. The What New Teachers Need to Know podcast is amazing. We have a Dear First Year Art Teacher article with advice from all sorts of people, and so many other podcasts and articles with specific ideas for beginning of the year. Check those out in the show notes and just kind of see what resonates with you and what you may want to try. Okay, we have two more questions. They both come from the community. The first one is from Jenna, and Jenna said, I would love help with planning for large classes that include a significant number of behavioral challenges. So many of my students have IEPs and need lots of individual support and differentiation within our very short 35-minute class periods. That's a whole extra thing. Like, I was ready to answer about IEPs and behavior, and then when you throw on
35-minute class periods, that is another challenge. So, Amanda, what are your thoughts here?
My thoughts are this is tricky.
Yes.
35 minutes is fast. One thing that comes to mind is potentially stations, like introducing one activity at a time until students feel comfortable and then providing a couple of different choices, or having students do 2 separate activities, one being sort of the main lesson that could be a little bit messier, a little bit more involved or more complicated, and one being something like, again, not sure of the level here, but like building with blocks, free draw, sketchbook time, right? Something that the kids can hopefully do fairly independently. So essentially you are only teaching half the class at a time. That is one idea I have. I would also try potentially keeping the main project super simple and then providing extensions for students who can take their work further. I would keep prep for yourself minimal. So I would really think about this as saving your sanity and potentially you may need to limit the number of materials or colors or steps so that you can really focus on student support. And then my final idea is advocate for help. So whether that's with additional paraprofessional support or parent or community volunteers, I would not stop talking about why you need more help in the art room. Sometimes this drives me insane. They will not send kids with their paraprofessionals to the art room.
Yes.
And it's like, why? That's so silly to me. So anyway, not sure of your exact situation, but definitely advocate for yourself in that way.
Yep. And I was going to say, like, advocacy feels like sometimes you're banging your head against the wall, but you need to keep doing it. Like, I know it can feel like a losing battle when there's never enough support and we haven't hired enough paraprofessionals and everyone is stretched so thin, but just ask for help, continue to ask for help. If you have examples of why you need help, bring those to your admins and say, this is what's going on in my room. This is why I need help. Will it solve your problem immediately? No. But if you are consistent in continuing to ask for help, hopefully that can lead to some change in the future. I would also say, similar to what Amanda said, streamline everything, like routines, procedures, get those on point, like keep things simple, make sure you can get things started quickly. You know, I always talk too much. I always over-explain. And, you know, when kids are needing to get into things quickly or you need to deal with some behavior issues, like you especially need to limit that. And if you only have 35 minutes, like you really need to limit that when you have classes that are so short. But the upside of that is when you get into those routines quickly and efficiently, that leaves you more time to help kids individually and do all of the things that you need to do to support and to differentiate and help your classes out. So I think you can do that. But yeah, just be very conscious of how quickly you're doing things, how efficiently you're doing things. And between all those suggestions, hopefully that'll give you a little bit more freedom to meet those individual needs that all of your kids have. All right. Our final question is from Linda in the community. And Linda says, do you have a magic trick to help in learning names of students? I have over 400.
Yes, you're going to take your magic paintbrush and then you're going to point it at your class and you're going to say, remembero namos, and then you're going to point it at your brain. Just kidding.
Amanda, I don't think any of this is going to work.
Okay. Actually, what you should do is you need to make seating charts if you're not already. They need to remain the same for a good period of time, perhaps a whole quarter, right? Until you see the kids 10 times at least, right? Again, not sure of the level here, but I'm guessing elementary with the numbers here. I also used to write the student's name for them the first few weeks of school during work time. So I didn't train them to write their own names until like a month into school. And I would just go around and write every kid's name on their paper, which helped. For me, writing something down makes it stick in my brain better than just saying it. So that worked for me. I also used to save 5 minutes at the end of every class and try to guess everyone's names, which really put a lot of pressure on me, but it also was very effective. Or I would try to sit at each table during work time and try to guess names, right? And then it's kind of fun because if you forget a kiddo's name, you can like be playful with them and be like, okay, like give me a hint. Like what does it start with? Or what does it end with? Or what does it rhyme with something, right? You could also literally make flashcards with school photos.
Yeah.
Which I haven't tried, but feels like maybe I would have tried that sometime. And then I also like to pass back artwork myself, again, for the first quarter by calling kids up to come collect it one by one as they line up by the door. Again, just like getting that association with their name and the child right in front of you can be really effective. So those are kind of my ways that I did it.
No, I think that's good. Seating charts were always the biggest help for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your, LMS is, but Power School I know has photos of every kid. Mm-hmm. You can just print out a seating chart with names and photos right there. I like during work time to just kind of awkwardly stare at kids and like try to remember their name. And like as they're working, just going through that seating chart, trying to remember names, that can always be really helpful. I know a lot of teachers like name lessons at the beginning of the year, some kind of project that either is a name tag for their work or a portfolio with their name on it, or just a drawing that has their name and some of their interests in it. And all of those things can be super helpful. I had a value project that I really enjoyed where I would have kids draw a few lines across their paper going all directions and then write their name in block letters over the top of that. And then it would divide up the letters, and inside of each section, you do a different shading, different value, whether light to medium to dark, medium to dark, whatever the case may be. And they're working on those for a few days. It's good practice on technique and skill building, but also like those names are right in front of them for the entire week or however long it takes to do that. And I think that can be really valuable for helping learn names as well. So I don't know.
Valuable value project.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
I've thought of one more idea.
Yeah, go.
So in elementary, the kindergarten teachers would send kids at my elementary school also, totally forgot about this, with name tags.
Oh,
to specials.
Okay.
Or if your kids have to provide a smock and wear it, especially in kindergarten, you just take a Sharpie and write their name right on their name tag, or I'm sorry, right on their smock. And that might be helpful too. Now, sometimes they would come with like those dumb, like paper crowns with their names on it. Like that is actually the opposite of helpful. But anyway, something you might want to think about is a specials team. Like, could you request that of your kindergarten teachers to have them send the kiddos with some sort of name tag for the first week of school, right? When you really don't know anybody and you kind of need to, that could be helpful.
I think that's worth a request. I like that idea quite a bit. So, well, all right. That is it for our questions for this month. So, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. Any words of encouragement for people as they start their school year here?
Oh, you've got this. It's going to be a great year. You can do it, and we believe in you. And if you can't do it and you have questions, you can email us at podcast@theartofeducation.edu, and we will help you.
That's great. I was just going to say, everybody's got this down for the first month, but then as more issues come up, please write in. We'd love to chat about them. So, all right. Thank you to Amanda, and thank you everyone for joining us for another Mailbag episode. Appreciate all of the great questions. There's a lot in there this month, but I hope it was all helpful. And of course, we'll have a lot of links in the show notes with even more resources if you want to dive deeper into any of the ideas about starting the year, about name projects, about resumes, any of those things. Just check the show notes. Hey. As always, we would love to continue to hear from you. As Amanda said, email podcast@theartofeducation.edu if you have a question, or come join us in the Art of Ed community to keep the conversation going. Or why not both? Let's do both of those
Or
things.
You could call us with a voicemail, 209. I'm not going to pretend to know this. Can we put the number in the show notes?
We will put the number in the show notes if you want to call and leave a voicemail.
Wait, I have it. It's 515-209-2595.
Thank you.
Okay.
We will also put it in the show notes. All right. Don't forget to RSVP for the August Art Club and pop-up studio events, and check out all of the amazing resources mentioned today in the show notes. Thank you all again. Art Ed Radio is produced by The Art of Education, and a thank you, as always, to Michael Crocker for audio engineering. Please be sure to subscribe so we can join you again. We would love to be with you as you start your school year, whether that's this month or next. And if you enjoyed the show, please jump over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. Give us a 5-star rating and maybe even leave us a review. We will be back next Tuesday and every Tuesday with a brand new episode.